Okay, can we talk about that ending? Because wow, the final act of Hoppers goes absolutely insane. What starts as a movie about a girl trying to save the woods suddenly turns into animal politics, body swapping scene experiments, a fake robot mayor, a butterfly villain trying to extinguish humanity, and a literal city-saving flood. And if that wasn't enough, the movie quietly drops a surprisingly emotional ending and a post-credit scene that we're going to be talking about and breaking down in today's video, and hints that the story might not be over as many people thought because it's not a sequel, and if it doesn't go well, there might not be a sequel because Pixar doesn't do them unless it goes bonkers. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what happened in the ending of Hoppers, what it means for Mabel and the animal kingdom, and what that final scene is secretly telling us about the future of this world. Because trust me, there is more going on here than just the ending and the post-credit scene. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into it. So as we see in the ending, by the time we reach the final act of Hoppers, everything has been completely spiraled out of control. What started as Mabel trying to bring animals back to her grandmother's clearing ends up triggering a massive conflict between humans and the animal kingdoms. When Mabel reveals that humans are driving animals away using fake trees that emit painful frequencies, the animal rulers take things way too far, and instead of simply stopping the machines, they decide humans are the problem, so the solution is eliminate humanity, of course. Things get even worse after Mabel accidentally kills the insect queen during the council meeting. That moment sparks a full-blown revenge plot led by the queen's successor, a caterpillar who later transforms into a butterfly and becomes the new insect king. And this butterfly king isn't just angry, he wants revenge on the entire human race because he thinks that Jerry is actually the leader of the human race. After transforming into the butterfly, the king captures Mabel, and Mammal King and the scientist who created the body swap technology. And using that technology, he forces them to build something terrifying, a human clone of Mayor Jerry. But unlike the animals using human minds in animal bodies, this works the opposite way. The Butterfly King controls a robotic human body that looks exactly like Jerry, and his plan is dark. Instead of fake trees that drive animals away, he wants to create machines that emit frequencies harmful to humans, essentially wiping them out. So in his mind is justice. Human destroyed ecosystems, now animals can destroy humans as well. But this is where Mabel realizes just how badly things have gone wrong, and her attempt to save the forest has accidentally started a war. Knowing she can't fight the entire animal kingdom alone, Mabel comes up with a risky plan. She convinces the real Jerry to switch bodies with a beaver using the same technology she used earlier in the movie. This allows them to escape captivity and try to stop the Butterfly King before his plan activates. Meanwhile, the Butterfly King, now controlling the fake Jerry's body, goes to a public festival where hundreds of people are gathering and having fun, and if he activates that machine there, he could essentially wipe them all out. Mabel tries to reason with him. She even apologizes for killing the insect queen, saying that it was a complete mistake, but he doesn't care. For him, revenge is the only option and the only thing that matters right now. And everything comes to a head when Mabel and fake Jerry fight over the device that controls the frequency speakers. And in the chaos, the phone controlling the machines ends up stuck at the top of one of the fake trees, and Mabel climbs after it with the robotic Jerry chasing her. And during the fight, she literally rips the robot's face off, preventing him from unlocking the device. But the trees collapse under the pressure, and when it falls, it sparks a massive wildfire. Suddenly, the fight isn't the biggest problem anymore. The entire forest and even the nearby city is about to completely burn down. And as the flames spread, Mabel realizes the disaster is bigger than the conflict between humans and animals. If the fire reaches the city, everyone will be eliminated. Humans, animals, everybody in the city. So she does something completely unexpected. Instead of continuing the fight, she works with the animal kings to destroy the dam that holds back the forest water supply. With the help of every animal, including the film's ridiculous but awesome Megalodon cameo, they break the dam and unleash a massive flood. The water rushes into the city and completely extinguishes the fire. And just like that, the war stops, and not because someone won, but because they chose to save each other instead, knowing that if they didn't, they would all be eliminated. One of the most important moments in the ending happens right after the fire is put out. Jerry is confused. The animals literally try to eliminate him early earlier in the movie, just hours before, so why did they just save him and the entire city? The answer is actually the core message of Hoppers. Not all humans are evil, and not all animals want revenge. The entire conflict started because both sides stopped trusting each other. But when the fire threatened everyone, they had to cooperate, and that moment proved something the Mammal King believed all along. Anyone can choose to do the right thing, and after everything is over, Mabel returns to human life. The city is damaged but recovering, and instead of rebuilding the highway, Jerry and the people of the city start cleaning up the destruction and working to restore the environment. And this is a big character moment for Jerry. Earlier, he only cared about building the road, and he only cared about profit and money. He was a business-like figure who only cared about the profits that were going to be generated from the highway, not caring or having any sort of regard for the animals. Now he understands the consequences of ignoring nature. Nature always comes back to haunt humans if you don't respect it. Mabel also finally graduates from university, and her professor offers her a job helping continue the research into animal communication and ecosystems. So in a way, Mabel gets exactly what she wanted, a way to help animals and humans coexist. But arguably the most important and most touching scene of the entire movie is the ending scene. The movie saves its most emotional moment for last, when Mabel tells the professor that she hasn't seen the Animal King in a long time. But she's lying, of course, because in the final scene, we see that she returns to her grandmother's clearing, the place where everything started, and the place where she promised her grandma that she would take care of the environment. And waiting for her, there is the Mammal King. The forest is alive again, animals have returned, and the promise she made to her grandma to protect that place forever has finally been fulfilled. And even though they come from completely different worlds, Mabel and the king are still friends, and the clearing is completely safe. Mabel understands that even if they cannot communicate like they did before because the machine has essentially been completely banned and they don't use it anymore, their souls still communicate with each other. And that is essentially the beauty of Hoppers. It really makes us understand and really question the role of nature and why it's really important to take care of it. Because if we're harming Mother Nature, we're harming ourselves. Just like Jerry came to understand later on, the message that Pixar and Hoppers wants to deliver to us and essentially makes us understand is that Jerry came back to his senses right at the perfect time. He really understood the problem. If us as humans don't understand it like Jerry did, the effect will be devastating and it will be too late. Once we have cut down the last tree, once we have burned down the last forest, once we have poisoned the last river, we will begin to understand that it was all futile. The ending of Hoppers might look chaotic on the surface, but it actually wraps up the story in a pretty meaningful way. Mabel learns that saving nature isn't about fighting humans, and the animals learn that revenge won't fix the damage that has already been done. The real solution is cooperation between both. And that final image of Mabel standing right in the restored clearing with the Mammal King perfectly captures that idea. Two different worlds finally learning how to live together. But now, if you stayed until the very end of the credits, you probably noticed a small but interesting scene. We briefly see the lab again, the same one where the animal body swap technology was created. Inside, the professor is continuing her research, but something new is happening. The monitors show multiple animal avatars being tested, suggesting the technology is expanding beyond one beaver body. This implies two things. First, the research is far from over, and second, humans might soon be able to interact with the animal world on a much larger scale. That opens the door for all kind of possibilities. More cooperation between species, or potentially even more chaos if the technology falls into the wrong hands like it did in the first movie. In other words, the post-credit scene quietly sets up for the possibility of a sequel.